Our team coverage picks back up with Fox 12's Bridget Chavez. She has some important advice to keep you safe if you plan to take a dip this weekend. Bridget?
Yeah, the battalion chief I spoke with says the top two things you need if you're heading out to the water are a life jacket and a partner or a buddy. There's nothing like celebrating Independence Day at any of our area's rivers, lakes, watering holes, and beaches.
We know that hot weather's coming, the sun is going to be out again, and we know that folks are going to be heading to the waterways and celebrating the 4th of July there.
If you do plan to head out, CLACKAMAS Fire Battalion Chief PAXTON says there are a few things they want everyone to know.
Always swim with a partner or a buddy, right? Somebody who's going to be able to keep an eye on and make sure you are where you're supposed to be.
As always, Paxton says make sure you're wearing a life jacket.
If you're not a comfortable swimmer, and sometimes even if you are, they're a great life-saving tool. Make sure it's fitted properly and that you're wearing it in and around the water.
Paxton also says to limit your alcohol if you're out on the water and in the sun.
Alcohol use and water, they just don't mix. And so it sort of lowers your inhibitions, and your reactions tend to be a bit slower. And if you're in the water and come into contact or you're in trouble, it doesn't make for a positive outcome.
And finally, Paxton says be aware of your surroundings, especially because of the cold water temperatures.
It certainly is a shock if you were to jump into cold water and it's 95 outside and you jump into the water that's much colder. Oftentimes we see people who jump in that water, and as a result they basically take a big gasp of air in. Well, if they're underwater, then obviously that's they're sucking in a bunch of water, and so that's sort of where the problems tend to start.
And while this coming weekend won't be as hot as those temperatures we saw earlier this week, Paxton says still to make sure you're taking frequent breaks, finding air conditioning when you can, and taking breaks in the shade as well. He also says to make sure and stay hydrated. Reporting live in Northwest Portland, Bridget Chavez, Fox 12 Oregon.